In this example, we'll change a run of pipes from one type to another. We will view the pipes in 3D, modify the fittings, and make revisions to the pipes to match existing pipe network. We'll also modify ducts by capping open ends, and using the duct pipe sizing tool, we'll modify the duct fittings, and then finally, we'll add a lining to all of the duct networks. So firstly, I need to make sure I'm in the O1 mechanical plan, and I'll zoom into the AHU units that were originally in previous videos. So the existing pipe run, we can see if we hover over this, is copper. But if we have a look at the pipe run that we put in a previous video, they're actually standard. So what we need to do is change these pipe runs. So if I zoom out so I can see the whole pipe run, and if I hover over any of these pipes and then use the tab key twice and then pick select, we can actually change this pipe run. Now we can't do this in the properties because the type selector is grayed out. So we've got a tool called change type, and this will change the whole run that we've got selected, in this case to copper. I just need to do exactly the same for the return. So again, tab a couple of times, select that once it's highlighted, and change type in the ribbon. And we change that to copper. And now we've got both sets of pipe runs exactly the same. Now for the next bit, I'm going to actually open up our 3D mechanical view. But you can see here we can actually still see the building, and this sometimes gets in the way. So what I'm going to do here is actually highlight the actual linked file, and using the temporary hide element option. This makes it a lot clearer for me to actually work this, and I can always turn this back on when needed. So let's zoom into where these two pipe runs are. Now we've got a bit of a job here to connect these up together. So what I'm going to do, make this easier, I'm actually going to delete these two pipe runs like so, and then I'm going to actually change these bends here just by selecting them and then select the plus that appears, and this changes the bend to a T-piece. So this will make it a whole lot easier for me then to draw some pipe from this. So let's just go back to the mechanical plan view, and I'm just going to remove the bits of pipe I don't need. I'm also going to remove these T's here because we're going to actually get these added in. And again, these bends here, we're going to actually remove those. So now what I need to do is go back to the existing AHUs, and let's zoom in like here. I'm going to change the display to fine so we can see a better view of the T-pieces here. So I'll select one of these, right hand click on the connector and draw pipe. And this will just draw the pipe from that end, and I'll just go straight past that AHU unit. I'm not worried about accuracy at this point, just make sure it's straight and do exactly the same for the return. So select the T-piece, right hand click on the connector and draw pipe, and again send that back down, right down to the furthest AHU unit like so. So now I need to actually just tidy these up. You'll find that these aren't actually connected, they're just actually running next to each other. So in here, what I'm going to do, use the modify tool. I'm just going to use the trim and extend to corner, and I just select the two pieces of pipe that I want to keep, and it will actually add those components in there for my bends and so on. Now for the AHU unit further down, you'll see the pipes don't actually touch, so I'm going to use the trim and extend single object. So all I do now is just connect the bits I want to actually connect into the main pipework, and there you can see the connectors all set up for me. So let's switch to the 3D mechanical view just to get a better idea. I'm going to change the view of the pipe now. We're going to change that to fine. So there's the existing AHU that we'd had in there, and these are the two we'd put in the previous videos. All the pipework sorted out really easily just by using those modify tools. So let's move on to the ductwork. How can we modify this? So the first thing I need to do is I want to check if there are any open ends in this particular layout. So I've got under Analyze, I've got the Show Disconnects. Let's select Duct. So it's the duct disconnects I'm after. It takes a couple of seconds because it does the whole model. And you'll find that there are going to be some disconnects for these air terminals here. These are the return air terminals that we haven't connected yet. But we've also got end caps missing. So a couple of things we can do. First of all, with this one, I'm going to select the duct, right-hand click on the connector, and say Cap Open End. And there you can see it's capped that lovely for me for the right size. Now the other option I've got is I can actually just select the piece of duct. And you'll see in the ribbon, we've actually got Cap Open Ends. So we select that, and it will actually cap the open ends that we've got from the selected duct. I can now turn off the Show Disconnects, just take away the duct option here, and it will actually remove that for me. Now the beauty of this now is we've got a closed duct run, so if I highlight the duct run, just to hover over the one piece of the duct and hit the tab key a couple of times, select, we've now got in the ribbon the duct and pipe siding. There's lots of things we can change for our settings in here. What we're going to do is just accept the what exists, and you can see here's our duct now resized. So I'm going to switch to the mechanical plan view here and move to the duct, and I'm just going to modify this. I'm just going to remove that transition here, just really to move down this piece of duct, so we can actually remove part of the larger duct. Now in this case I'm going to right hand click on the bend and draw duct, and I've done that this way because I want that size duct as far down as possible, and it will put the transition in for me automatically. So there's my sized duct. Now all I need to do is I'm going to select this again using the tab option, and I'm going to add a lining here, but now I can't add lining if I've got something like air terminal selected, so I'm just going to use the filter and make sure I've only got the duct fittings, duct and flex duct. This will then allow me to go to add lining, and in the add lining I've got the option then to change the size, so I'm going to make this a 15mm thick lining, and OK. And if I deselect this now and we zoom in, you'll see we've actually got our lining added with our dotted line. So that's modifying ducts and pipes.